So I've just got back from my meeting with the Sparky at the property we're going to purchase. It was really good, really sound fella. He's actually a property investor himself, so that sort of helps. He was giving me loads of different tips on refurbs and stuff. When it comes to the electrical side of it, turns out the property actually isn't earthed, so he needs to conduct a test across the current board to just prove that it isn't earthed, and then Scottish Power come out and earth the property for you, which is actually free, which I was expecting it to be really expensive, but nice to know it's free. We definitely need a new consumer unit. That one isn't up to the current standards, and the rest of the house, there's some cabling which is the wrong size, so we'd need to change that, and a lot of the plugs and sockets sort of don't fit flush in the walls. That's either wrong size cabling, wrong size boxes, lots of different stuff. There was no smoke alarms, there was no fan in the bathroom. So after a conversation with the electrician, we're going to go down the route of doing a complete rewire. Now he's quoted us $3,000 for everything, and we're going to be replastering everything and redecorating everything. So his sort of rationale to us was saying like it's worth doing this stuff up front because you'll save yourself a lot of time, money and stress as you own the property, because you know like everything's sound with the electrical side of stuff. So if there is an issue and it keeps tripping, it might be a kettle, a fridge, a freezer, might be something like that, as opposed to it actually being the integrity of the cables behind the walls. So yeah, we're going to decide to do that. $3,000. Obviously it's not ideal at this stage, you know, it's a extra cost on the refurb, quite a lot. But you know, it is what it is. Refurb's probably going to creep up to around about £10,000, but you know, I'd rather do this work up front than sort of get like a couple of years in and then have to do it. And ultimately, like, regulations when it comes to electrical stuff, you know, they're not going to get, it's not going to get less regulated, so it's only ever going to get more intense and it to be a higher standard. So we may as well preempt that and get that sort of stuff done now. So yeah, it was a really good chat. We're just going to obviously proceed with the legal stuff. I actually got a document through from our mortgage company today. We need to go to our legal team and then witness us signing our personal guarantee for the mortgage, which is pretty understandable at this stage because, you know, the business hasn't got much of a credit history. So we're just going to offer a personal guarantee. So yeah, we'll have to go to our solicitor and do that. We need to drop our ID off and utility bills and stuff like that off this week anyway. I did email him across our refinance information yesterday. And we've had the photos through from our surveyor, so me and Daniel are going to look through them and then give him a call for any little questions we've got on what he sent over. So yeah, it's all good progress. Again, like anything to do with property, it's slow, but it'll be worth it in the long term. So I didn't end up going to view the other property a couple of roads away from the one we're buying because I spoke to the agent and the tenant's actually not moved out yet, which was a shame because it would have been good to see the sort of quality of that house, but it didn't happen. So she's going to give me a bell when the tenant's out. A couple of other things have been moving along. So we've had the mortgage information through. They want a personal guarantee, which is pretty normal given the fact our limited company doesn't have any credit history at all. So they basically want us personally to back the loan we're going to take, which is pretty standard. The one thing I didn't know though, which was interesting, is how much it costs to get advice and for a solicitor to witness you signing a personal guarantee. So we got quoted £500 for me and my brother plus VAT, which is seems like a lot of money to me. I'm not quite sure what they do. I mean, maybe someone can tell me in the comments the sort of stuff that goes in the background in what they actually do to earn that money, because as far as I'm concerned, those things are going to be pretty standard, and then they're just watching you sign it, and I'm taking the liability for it. But maybe there's just something I don't know. Maybe I need to do some more research on it. So let me know. And yeah, so that was another expense I didn't even realise. And then we also dropped off our IDs and utility bills to sort of as proof of addresses and stuff like that, which is just like standard ID checks which happen when you buy a house. So I done that just when I finished work, and then my brother went this morning and dropped them off at the solicitor. So yeah, that was another good step. Outside of that, you know, it's pretty slow. It's buying a house. You know, if anyone's bought a house, they know how slow it can be. So yeah, me and my brother are still having weekly meetings discussing stuff. It was really interesting speaking to Joe last week about the investor finance stuff. So I've actually been doing a lot of research around drop shipping. So that's potentially a business I might start. So If I do, I'll do videos on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and you can check those out if I do them. But yeah, we're just cracking on. Property's a slow game, but we're just getting, each week we're getting further and further to actually getting the keys. So yeah, see you in the next video, guys. Cheers.